They called me a thief on my 18th birthday. My own father demanded I prove my innocence by dying. So I did. I jumped. But instead of ending, everything began again, 30 years back, to this exact moment. The moment they chose her over me. This time, I won't beg for their love. This time, I'll make them regret every lie they believed. If you enjoy stories of cold revenge, subscribe now. You won't want to miss what happens next. But that's not how this nightmare started. I was 17 when they dragged me from the mountains to their mansion. My grandfather found me, his real granddaughter, stolen at birth and raised by a drunk who beat me daily. He promised me brothers who'd protect me, a family who'd love me. I believed him. The first night they threw a party. Not for me, for her, Qian Shui, the girl who'd lived my life for 17 years. My birthday became hers. I stood in the corner watching my brothers gift her jewelry, hire her favorite singer, paint her portrait. My father toasted to his precious daughter. Nobody remembered I existed. When I finally approached, my fourth brother stopped me. "You smell like the countryside. Don't embarrass us in front of guests." I went to my room and cried until dawn. 2 weeks later, Qian Shui's necklace disappeared. She didn't accuse me directly. She never did. She just cried softly and said, "Maybe Wan needed it more than I do." My brothers surrounded me like wolves. "Admit it," my eldest brother demanded. "You stole it." "I didn't. Everyone says you did. So you did." He grabbed my hair. "Thieves don't deserve to be here." They made me kneel in the rain all night. When morning came, my father said, "Pack your things. You're going back to the mountains. Back to that drunk who'll teach you respect." I begged my sixth brother, the one who sometimes smiled at me. "Please tell them I didn't steal. He'll kill me if I go back." He pulled his hand away like I'd burned him. "Don't touch me with your dirty hands." The housekeeper, Zhang Ma, found the necklace in her pocket the next day. She confessed Qian Shui had ordered her to frame me. I showed them the security footage. They watched Qian Shui's face clearly visible, planting evidence in my room. My father stared at the screen, then at me. "Delete this," he said quietly. "What?" "Qian Shui grew up with us. She made a mistake, but she's still our sister. You're just trying to destroy this family." He turned to my brothers. "From now on, Shen Wan is a guest in this house. Nothing more." That's when I understood. Blood meant nothing to them. I could prove my innocence 100 times, and they'd still choose her. Because she laughed at their jokes, because she never questioned them, because she made them feel like heroes. I stopped trying to prove anything after that. Instead, I became invisible. I did their laundry, I cleaned their rooms, I ate leftovers in the kitchen while they celebrated every small achievement of Qian Shui's. When my sixth brother got first place in school, my father bought him a trip to Europe. When I scored higher, nobody noticed, but I learned things while being invisible. I learned my sixth brother smuggled illegal items to impress his delinquent friends. I learned my third brother, the famous actor, filmed in locations without permits and bribed officials. I learned my fourth sister's heart condition was fake, a trick to gain sympathy whenever she needed something. And I learned that Qian Shui orchestrated everything, every false accusation, every punishment, every moment they pushed me further away. She whispered the poison that made it happen. On my 18th birthday, the same day as hers, they threw another party. This time I didn't stand in the corner. I walked straight to the center of the room and said loudly, "The necklace you're wearing, Qian Shui, you stole it from our mother's jewelry box this morning. Want me to prove it?" The room went silent. My second brother stepped forward. "How dare you?" "Check the security footage. Timestamp 7:14 a.m. She's wearing gloves so she won't leave prints." Qian Shui's face went pale. My father's hand trembled. "Enough, Shen Wan. You've embarrassed us." "Then call the police," I said calmly. "Let them decide who's the thief." For the first time in a year, I saw fear in their eyes. They didn't call the police. Instead, they called me a liar in front of 200 guests. My eldest brother grabbed my arm so hard it bruised. "Apologize to Qian Shui. Now." I smiled. Why would I apologize for telling the truth? His hand rose to slap me. I didn't flinch. Let them hit me in front of everyone. Let them show the world what kind of family they really were. But the slap never came, because I'd already called the police myself. When the officers arrived, my father tried to send them away. Family matter, we'll handle it internally. But I'd filed an official report. They had to investigate. The security footage showed everything. Qian Xue taking the necklace, Zhang Ma planting my things in her room on Qian Xue's orders, my brothers deleting evidence. We'll need statements from everyone, the officer said. My fourth sister clutched her chest. I can't breathe. She collapsed dramatically. My second brother, a doctor, rushed to her side. She needs to go to the hospital immediately. This stress, we can take statements at the hospital, the officer replied. Qian Xue started crying. I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just wanted to borrow the necklace for the party. I was going to return it. Wan is overreacting because she's jealous nobody remembered her birthday. My third brother put his arm around her. See? It's a misunderstanding. Wan has always been jealous of Qian Xue. She's done this before, made false accusations to get attention. The guests murmured. I heard the whispers. Poor Qian Xue. That Shen Wan is vicious. She should be grateful they took her in. The officers looked at me skeptically. This was how it always went. Qian Xue cried, my brothers defended her, and I became the villain. Even with evidence, even with proof, they found ways to twist the narrative. But I wasn't the same girl anymore. Officer, I said quietly, please check my sixth brother's basement. You'll find illegal weapons and prohibited substances there. He's been storing them for his friends who race cars illegally. There's also the body of my fourth sister's dog that my sixth brother killed and buried under the garden fountain. And if you examine my third brother's filming permits, you'll discover they're all forged. The room exploded. My brothers started shouting. My father's face turned purple. Qian Xue grabbed my arm. Why are you doing this? We're family. I pulled away from her. You're not my family, you never were. The police searched the basement. They found everything I'd mentioned. My sixth brother was arrested on the spot. My third brother's production company was shut down pending investigation. My fourth sister fainted, for real this time. My eldest brother cornered me in the hallway. You've destroyed this family. I hope you're happy. I didn't destroy anything, I replied. I just stopped protecting you from the truth. He raised his hand again, and this time I let him hit me. The slap echoed through the marble hallway. I tasted blood, but I smiled through it. Go ahead, I whispered. Hit me again. Every bruise you leave is evidence. Every word you say is recorded. I pulled out my phone, showing the recording app. I've documented everything for a year. Every insult, every threat, every time you chose her over me. His hand dropped. That night, my father threw me out. You're no longer welcome in this house. We don't have a daughter like you. I packed my few belongings, they'd never let me keep much, and walked out the front door. No goodbyes, no apologies, just silence. I didn't cry. Instead, I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Free. I bought the cheapest house I could find, a supposedly haunted mansion where 5 people had died. Nobody wanted it, which made it perfect. I could afford it with the money I'd saved from a job I'd been working in secret. But I still didn't have enough to truly rebuild. I needed capital. I needed power. That's when Li Hanting found me. He was dying from a curse, and I was the only one who could see it. I saved his mother's life with a single warning. In return, he offered me a deal, solve his family's problems, and he'd pay me enough to never depend on anyone again. I accepted. 3 days later, he hosted a charity auction. He invited everyone important in Jiangcheng, including the Shen family. They arrived expecting to see Qian Xue honored as Li Hanting's savior. Instead, they saw me. The Shen family stood frozen as Li Hanting introduced me as his savior. My second brother tried to intervene. Mr. Li, there's been a mistake. Shen Wan is a liar. Careful, Li Hanting said softly. You're speaking about my honored guest. My fourth sister collapsed again. This time nobody rushed to help her. They were too busy staring at me, trying to understand how the girl they'd thrown away was now standing beside the most powerful man in Jiangcheng. Qian Xue approached with tears in her eyes. Wan Wan, please, we're family, don't do this to us. I looked at her, really looked at her, and felt nothing. No anger, no pain, just cold clarity. We were never family, I said. You made sure of that. Li Hanting then revealed the truth I'd uncovered. Chen Shui wasn't adopted. She was my father's illegitimate daughter with his mistress, Liu Meifang, the woman who'd orchestrated my kidnapping at birth. Every birthday they celebrated was built on my stolen life. My brothers' faces went white. My father collapsed into a chair. The guests gasped and whispered, cameras flashing as the scandal unfolded in real time. No, my eldest brother whispered. This can't be. DNA doesn't lie, I said. Neither do hospital records, or the confession from the man who switched us as babies. Chen Shui screamed. They're lying. Wan Wan paid them to say this. But the evidence was overwhelming. Security footage, financial records, testimony from hospital staff. Everything I'd spent months gathering presented in devastating detail. The Shen family empire began crumbling that night. Business partners withdrew, investors fled. My brother's reputations shattered. My father aged 10 years in 10 minutes, and I walked away from it all. Li Hanting found me on the terrace. You got your revenge. Feel better? Revenge? I smiled. This wasn't revenge. This was justice. He studied me carefully. You're dangerous, Shen Wan. Only to people who underestimate me. Then I have a proposal. He pulled out a contract. Marry me for 1 year. Help me solve my family's curse. When it's done, we divorce, and I pay you $10 billion. I looked at the contract, then at him. This man had given me the platform to reclaim my dignity. Now he was offering me the means to build an empire of my own. I picked up the pen. 1 year, then we're done. Deal. As I signed my name, I thought about the girl who jumped off that building in my past life. Desperate, broken, believing she had no worth. She'd never know that her death wasn't an ending. It was a beginning. The Shen family would watch me rise from the ashes they'd tried to bury me in. They'd see me build everything they'd denied me, and they'd understand, too late, that the girl they'd thrown away was the only one who could have saved them. But I wasn't coming back to save anyone. I was coming back to win.